Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Laura here.
Good morning. Well, it's a sunrise behind me here as I start my early morning walk here. And today we're going to talk about Medicare. Also, we're going to talk about Social Security. Can you collect your Social Security here in Mexico? I'm going to take you to a neighborhood I've never taken to you before and let you see what it looks like. I made some video a few days ago where I looked at a high-priced neighborhood, and this one we're going to see just the opposite of that. Walk here. This is an area I haven't taken you to before, and just want to show you. You know, I like walking over here. This is more of the Mexico feeling here. The local people and their where they live and type of lifestyle. And it's really nice just to walk down these back streets. You know, it's interesting here in Mexico. A lot of times people may look at this situation, and here I'll swing around and show you. They may think, well, this looks a little bit, you know, scary to walk. Well, actually, it's not at all. This is typically a working family, you know, neighborhood, and so they're concerned about their family. Right now, kids are getting ready to go to school, so they're walking to school. And so you have little things like this, I'll show you around here, where they have these little markets, these little, you know, family little markets in the neighborhood. And so it's just sort of neat to see. Again, this is something that I like to do. When we travel, Lori and I like to walk the back streets of a town and get off the beaten path. Maybe you've seen one that we did in Cuba where we looked at neighborhoods there. But, okay, well, let's get on with what I was going to talk about. Talking about the, people ask, they say, you know, can I get my Social Security check down in Mexico? And the answer is yes. You can receive a Social Security check actually wherever you live in the world. A lot of people who come, let's say, from Mexico, and they work in the United States, and they come down here and retire, so they can live off their Social Security. So you can have your money down here. Now, a lot of people, what they'll do is, and this is what we do, we have our Social Security checks deposited in an account in the United States. And then what we do is we then use an ATM machine here and get money withdrawn from that. Another way that we do it is we do have a bank account down here because we have bought property, so we needed a bank account. And so we'll have money wired into that bank account, and then we can go to the bank and withdraw money from there. And over here, there's another little country store. And so we can withdraw money from there, especially if we need larger amounts, like with the construction we're having done. So we do need larger amounts of money. Family going to school, taking the little boy to school. I love walking these streets. So touching to see the family. But, so like we're saying with the construction, using larger amounts of money, so I need to take out, you know, more than I would want to do in an ATM machine. So ATMs are good for, you know, maybe a week's worth of money needed, or a month's worth of money needed. So so the question is, and the answer is, yes, you can get your Social Security check wherever you are in the world. You work for that money. The government is willing to give it to you. A little noisy here. We got trucks going on. Now other people will ask, well, will I be taxed on that in Mexico? Well, Mexico does not ask you to pay any tax living here income tax unless you're working, and then you have a work permit. Then you would comply with the Mexican government, and you would have you'd have to pay your taxes on that. But for regular people that are living in Mexico, regular being foreigners like us, we get our Social Security check down, deposited in an American account. We use an ATM and we take it out from there. So very simple. Now you will have to pay your U.S. taxes every year, anywhere you are in the world. The U.S. government wants us to pay taxes, and so that's a necessary part of being American. And so we have to pay and show our taxes wherever we are. Even so, maybe we're retired and we don't have an income per se, but maybe you have a pension. And also, do you know that you have to pay income tax on your Social Security? That's another thing that you'll have to do. Okay, another thing is Medicare down here. How about collecting Medicare? Well, that you can't get. So if you have Medicare from the United States, you cannot collect or use Medicare for doctors or anything like that. So typically what we do have Medicare, and if we haven't ever had to use it, but if we needed to and there was an emergency, then we would go back to the States, take care of the emergency situation, and use the Medicare. But right now, what we do is we pay for any of our medical expenses out of our own pocket. So that way, we're not using Medicare, and we're getting our medical care taken care of because we're paying for it ourselves from our own pocket. Now, there is another program in Medicare. It's called Medicare Advantage. And Medicare Advantage is a program where you can collect, if you're traveling, you can collect emergency medical assistance. So you, that's scary. Oh my gosh, what is that? This looks like the little graffiti wall here, but they keep it isolated. It's just, actually it's down an alley here. I'll swing around. It's down an alley here, and there's no homes or anything like that. So there's some pretty scary stuff there. I walk this street all the time. It's nothing that I need to be afraid of. Okay, so Medicare Advantage. You can collect it or use it under an emergency situation. And I understand it's sealed at $50,000. Another thing that people do here is they use a program which is an air evacuation program, where it's air vac, and they will fly you out from any country, and they will take you to a hospital, and let's say in the States, where then you could use your Medicare program there. So people will use that as a backup emergency here, that they have the airplane flight that can take them out, and that works out pretty good. Another thing is that you can get travel insurance. And travel insurance works out good because if you need an emergency, then you can be flown out to your area and where you have hospitals and stuff like that, and use your Medicare that way too. So those are sort of some of the questions that people have asked me lately, and I thought I'd get back and show you what that's all about. So hey, listen, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me and let me know. Give me comments, and I then can answer them for you, maybe in my little walks here. And this little walk and talk situation is something that I just started to do, and I hope that you are enjoying it. You may ask, where's Lori? Well, Lori is she's doing Zumba today. She's dancing and doing Zumba. So that's where she's at. She left this morning, actually before I did, and she went over so she loves to dance and do Zumba. A private phone consultation. We will spend 50 minutes talking about what you would like, and I can design a plan specially for you. We will be going back to our regular schedule every Friday night, 5 p.m. time, California time, for a new video. We'll be producing one video a week for you every Friday.